sent us the game rules. What's up? Now?
You can welcome everybody.
I can't hear myself, by the way. Of course.
Tom turned it down.
Tom turned it down? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you test? Test. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. We're potted down. That's probably why.
Yeah. I can bring it up on my. Let's bring it up on my fucking laptop. I'll be an adult. Camera's there. I don't know if Patrick told you that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hi, Andrew's mommy. Yeah.
Welcome to the first time since 2020 that we have been standing by. Am I live?
You're good.
Oh, perfect. I am live. Welcome. We're off to a great start. For the first time since 2020, what began as a drunken idea with a bunch of Axors that they organized themselves is now an IATF sanctioned event. Welcome to Canada versus USA, this version of the Challenger Series. I'm Mark Davis taking you through the action alongside Jenna Gerhardt getting her work cut out for her today, actually.
Oh, yeah. I've made this my home today.
Yeah, did you actually get a moment to sit down
I
in
did.
the last hour between this?
I did. I ran outside, grabbed food, and sat down, and then it was too loud outside. I took Dan's office and was like, I need to sit somewhere quiet. I would like doors shut and like hush tones for a little while, but now back into the mayhem of Canada versus US.
Indeed, the mayhem. The mayhem actually just ended, and we're going to start it all over again. We're still on the come down from just watching the finals of the International Axe Throwing Championship. So we're going to bring things a little bit lighter for national pride. National pride, obviously, Canada and US, they have a colored history, be it in hockey, be it in basketball, or be it in axe throwing. Canada so far as I can remember, it has been a couple of years, has taken this each time. Actually, I can't remember if America took it in the 2020 edition.
Oh, I think it was close, though. It came down to maybe the last game or something. I feel like USA did win 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I feel that too, actually.
I feel like we have sources. We could just crowdsource. We could literally crowdsource.
I mean, I guess, but if that is the case, then consider this the rubber match. We got a lot of different events that we got coming up today. Just going through a list. Jenna and I, full disclosure, we're going to do our best, but we're a bit in the dark at this point. A lot of these are just things that they just kind of came up while they were thinking in the shower. But these are games that, if you're familiar with axe throwing, should be easy to follow along with. We got 1.5 blackjack, underhanded vertical around the world. Good God, can't wait to see how that goes. We got ambi doubles. I can't wait to see how many axes die during that.
Yeah.
2 spin doubles, big axe clutch race, 1.5 around the galaxy, amongst many other events that we're going to bring you all as we progress through the afternoon. Again, we're going to get people just joining the stream so far. So again, I'd like to thank you for joining us no matter where you are, be it Canada, US, or all around the world. We're going to take you through this, and we're going to show you exactly what axe throwing is about when it gets a bit silly.
Yeah, that's a very good example too. Like, you had IATC earlier, and it's just the top throwers were throwing like the best of the best games. And then now it's like, okay, cool, we all had an hour break. Let's throw for fun. Let's throw skills games. Let's do what we've always done.
And it was cool earlier this morning. A lot of people, it was raining, a lot of people arriving with jackets. It's starting to heat up in here now.
Oh,
I'm wiping
yeah.
a sweat off my brow, as is Pickering tradition.
Oh, yeah.
That's the upside and downside of moving the International Axe Throwing Championship weekend into the summer, because Pickering has no AC. We're on our own here.
We have 4 bay doors open to kind of cool us all off.
Oh yeah, we got 4 garage doors all around us that are open. They're not doing a thing.
Yeah.
So Jenna and I, we're going to do our best to stay hydrated and stay conscious throughout this. I'm actually just looking down. The crowd actually starting to gather. We had a little bit of a clearing earlier when the finals of IATC were happening. Everybody went outside, got a drink, got a bite to eat. Now they're back in. And I don't know if you remember the last couple ones that these did, but they get loud. Anyway, we're going to pass it over to the floor. Mike Kump is going to do introductions. Take it away, sir.
Thank you, Mark. Am I over the live speaker? No. All right. So everyone, welcome to USA versus Canada. Hopefully I'll get into the live speaker, and we'll catch up in a moment here. I want to give the crowd in the room an announcement. Anything coming through? No, nothing yet. All right. Well, I tell you what, we'll pivot. So they've already explained what's going to happen today. We're going to be facing Team Canada versus Team US in a series of skills events that are going to challenge a lot more than their traditional throwing. We're going to lead off with a doubles premier clutch race. It'll be Julio and Rander from Team Canada versus Will Galacco and Vin Crescenzo from Team USA. And we'll get that started in a moment. Just trying to get this mic live in the room. Are we good now? Do you guys hear me? Ah, hey! All right, thank you everyone for coming out. As you know, you're at Team Canada versus Team USA 2022. The battle for the Van O's vase, the last two and a half years, it's been sitting very nicely in my room. I've been looking at it, but maybe this year Team Canada might take it back. So our event today is going to challenge the throwers in a series of different skills. Most of them are not like their normal throwing. David Saikon might not even look good today. Don't worry about it. So we're going to start off with the team doubles grimace race, which we don't have grimaces, so it's going to be premier clutch. We're going to have Julio and Rander versus Will and Vin to start off. And then from there, we're going to have a series of events coming. Good luck to all the teams, and hope everyone enjoys the event. Most games today will be progressive scoring, so you won't actually have to see a score to know what's going on for most of them. Just trying to make everything as entertaining as we can. Hope everyone has fun today. Thank you all.
Mike Kump doing the introductions there. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty. Mike Kump doing the introductions there as we get set to begin. I heard that we're doing doubles premier clutch race. I can't even hit a premier clutch when I'm by myself.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, most of these throwers have had all morning to warm up and practice for this, so.
Things to keep an eye on, especially with Julio and Rander on Team Canada in the equation. there's something that they like to do with each tournament because, you know, they're good. They like to show off. They like to go for the same clutch.
Yeah.
And if they do that premiere, I quit axe throwing. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm done. I'm just gonna go to go-karting, and that'll be that, I guess.
Go-karting.
We're gonna go through the roster just to give you a breakdown of who you can expect to see today. It's like a who's who of really good axe throwers, actually. I mentioned Julio Rander, the brainchild of this, Martin Van Oss, also on Team Canada. Goose, Matt Evans. We got Woodchuck, Kendra. We got Chaos, a very well-traveled axe thrower. It's either Toronto or Ottawa. He can't make up his mind where he goes. Who else do we got here? We got Hayden Portman-Allen out at Battle Villiers, and some faces that you also might not recognize from the States side as we begin right now. Just looking down at the floor, we got Julio Rander, Will Gatlacco, and Vin Crescenzo that are going to get us started off in this doubles premier clutch race, I suppose.
Yep. Now, do we get practice during this, or was qualifying practice? So
Qualifying was practice.
They don't get any practice. They are just in it. I mean, you can already see where Rander's setting up.
Yeah.
He's that far over. Well, I think we know what's about to happen.
They are going for this same one. Oh my God.
They both are. All of them are.
Now, for those of you that are joining us and wondering if you've never seen axe throwing before, what is going on? There's two green dots in the top left and the top right. You have two throwers throwing in tandem, trying to hit them with the white box all the way through.
And even if their blade lands on an angle and hits the center of that white rectangle, it doesn't count. They have to break the top and the bottom plane.
Top and the bottom.
Exactly.
I see Julio and Rander have deviated from their opening when they were going for the same. They decided to play it a little bit more smart.
They all did. Everyone was just like, all right, we'll do one for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, no, we're done.
I don't think it's the last one we're going to see today, actually.
No, not at all.
Just low and just wide on all four sides, I believe. Two each. So Team Canada and Team USA are tied. Rander might have just flown a bit high there.
Yeah, he's out.
Vin might have hit it. Yep, Vin's is good. Cuts both the top and bottom. 3-2 for Team USA. It's a race. Sorry, I should learn where my mic I should learn where my mic mute button is.
I also muted my mic to ask you a question that I think everyone kind of wants an answer to.
Would you believe I'm the one with a broadcasting education?
Yeah, right?
Still going. Julio looks like he might have hit his.
Not the most sportsmanlike thing that you've ever seen in axe throwing, with Rander talking to Vin as he's throwing, but
I mean, all four of these guys know each other really well. This is just par for the course with the trash talk, honestly.
oh yeah.
Rander looks like he hit his. Nope, everybody's done. For those of you that are also watching, you may see our graphic down on the screen and wondering what exactly that yellow thing is. That is is it vase or vase that you put flowers in?
I call it a vase.
Okay. I'll just say-
Canadian though, maybe it's a vase.
So that was the illustration of the Van Oss vase as Julio and Rander hit their clutches. We got the wave happening right now. See, this happens every year. This is axe throwing when it's just a matter of scurrying around.
Oh yeah. This is the pre-after party that's going to happen afterwards. We all had IATC. We were so focused. It's the pre-after party.
I'd hate to see what they're like at the after party. Rander and Julio on a roll now. I believe Will and Vin. No.
takes the first competition.
Well, there we go. Team Canada off to a roaring start. If you direct your attention to the lower right-hand section of your screen, you may see a man wearing a Canadian flag as a cap, along with a Canada bucket hat. That's Rob Nelly. He is not from Canada, but we're taking him anyway.
We've adopted him for
We've
the
adopted
dower.
Rob Nelly, basically.
For just a few hours.
For a few hours.
We needed a Canadian.
But he still has to go home.
Yeah, we're not keeping him. We're not that nice.
All right, so Team Canada off to a roaring start, getting that race. Like, that took no time at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that standard, honestly.
I mean, what we're going for, 10?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, that's, ridiculous.
Thank you again for those of you that are joining us on YouTube from all over the world. You are watching the Challenger Series, Van Osface, Canada versus U.S. Mark Davis and Jenna Gerhardt joining you. So that's that dusted. We're waiting to see on what event will happen next. Team Canada taking the first game. Honestly, I remember the first one, it going out of reach, but they played the remaining games anyway. So we'll see how this goes. You'll also see in the Canada bucket hat dead center earlier, that's Martin Van Os, one of the brainchilds of this operation. It's kind of a collaborative effort between a lot of different axe throwers, Martin, Mike Kump, Will. This is just a weird idea they had, and the first time they ever did it before it was sanctioned, it was just a regular booking at Battle Villiers. Battle Portland's, I should say, as it is named now. But it ran behind time, and they had to rush through it because we were up against a bachelor party that was coming in later.
That's how we kind of felt yesterday, too. Vaughn for IATC round 1 went like a little bit late.
Right.
And there was one group we came in, we were like, hey, everyone move all your things off of green. We have actual paying customers coming in the building. It's our first time throwing axes. Everyone be nice. And they're throwing next to people throwing premier clutches. So it was very entertaining.
There is a cast of characters here now. There's a big difference between how everyone's dressed now and how they were literally an hour ago.
Entirely, yeah. There's I didn't realize there were Team Canada and Team US shirts made, so I saw the US competitors in these orange t-shirts, and then saw Miller and a few other people. I'm like, you're Canadian. What are you wearing? Oh, it's a Canada shirt. Never mind. But everyone else in Canada mostly is wearing red, so.
That is axe throwing in a nutshell.
Yeah. Lots of accessories today. I love what's going on. There was Andrew earlier wearing his hat or his visor completely upside down. Just perfect.
I don't even know where all these bucket hats came from. I want one.
The Dollarama? I don't know. The dollar store?
I guess. Mike Kump right now giving the breakdown of the rules of our next game. I believe we have ambi doubles now. And if you thought regular doubles destroyed axes, oh boy, I can't wait to see this. I hope they brought their spares.
I always love watching like doubles, and you get, or even ambi, and you get a Robin Hood. I think we should just automatically give the point like the whole round to whoever gets a double Robin Hood.
Oh my.
If we can double Robin Hood, then I think we're done.
Actually, I believe this is just ambi, I believe.
Well, I am excited for double ambi.
Ambi on its own can kill axes too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ambi begins. This is
ambi around the world.
Ambi around the world.
Oh goodness, this is just chaos.
You ever think you're good at axe throwing until you see things like this? So the way around the world works, if you're just joining us, they have to start inside the blue circle, then the red circle, then both in the black circle, and then after that, clutches, those green dots up top. So it looks like they get a second chance at it at the drop, and that sound is every axe thrower's worst nightmare.
And now they have to leave the axe in the board. So he's landed
This is
one
going
in the bullseye, and he has to land the other one now.
This might be impressive, or the death of an axe on live TV. Oh, he might have just got it.
No, we're not doing Premier rules.
No.
It is just
We don't have all night.
no.
There we go, Team USA. Going up top now. He's going for the same. Oh my God. So Team USA and Team Canada taking different approaches, either going for both at the same clutch or spread out between the two different ones. Oh my. No. One is in, I think one's just a bit outside.
Now Liam's a good example as well for Team Canada here, that he's right-handed. He's thrown his right-hand clutch. He has to hit the left clutch with his left hand. And so this might take a little longer for him, because if you're used to throwing A and B, you're throwing both at once. You rely on the other arm to dictate muscle memory. Because you're like, I'm just going to match my timing in my right arm if I'm right-handed. But he's now just throwing just his left.
I know, which is, if you are trying to do anything offhanded, be it axe throwing, be it throwing a ball, you line up and you're about to throw, and your body's like, something's not right.
This feels wrong.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
As the USA chant erupts in the venue, I believe that might be it. There we go.
For a man as tall as Kump, I'm surprised he can't see clutches from the ground, you know? That he has to actually hoist himself onto the target.
There we go. That'll be game, and that's just impressive.
Now they have to do it again.
Again. All
One
over
more
again.
time.
And the thing is, like, I myself, when I throw ambidextrous, I can't do it at one target. It has to be two different ones.
Oh, interesting.
And the way I approach it is I trust what my right hand is doing and pay attention to what my left hand is doing. But throwing on your left on your own, impossible.
Yeah, I mean, if I throw for guests and they're like, oh, what do you know? What trick shots do you know? What can you do? I'll throw ambi for them. And the fact that I can get both axes to stick at the board is enough sometimes. I don't promise double bullseyes. I don't even promise 2 threes. Like, cool, 2 axes at once. That's impressive for someone who's never thrown an axe prior to that day, so.
All right, so on the floor right now, it's a mix. So we got Mike Kump, Patricia Graham out of Battle Vaughn, also in there. Patricia Graham on the screen right now. One of Kimmy Giant Slayer Supnets League members. Throws with her on Sunday Black. Mike Kump needs no introduction whatsoever. And I believe we also have Matt Evans and Justin Trafalski also on the floor for Team Canada and Team USA respectively. That's just impressive. The Team USA contingent losing their minds as they're about to go up top. So we got misses all around. Mike Kump got his right, going for his left. Patricia Graham looks like she got her left. Again, this is not Premier Rule set. And thank God it's not.
We are in full rec swing. That's it. We're just playing rec rules today.
Mike Kump looks like he might have his.
With almost an under rotation with his handle resting against the entire target.
I find that if I'm throwing ambi, my left tends to under rotate too, or my right will over rotate. Patricia Graham's still going for a right clutch. So it's a race to the finish right now. Mike Kump is all finished. Team Canada trying to catch up. Patricia Graham cuts it in half. No need to look at that one. No.
She didn't need a premier clutch, but she nailed a premier clutch. Almost, maybe. I think it was good.
And that noise of cheering you heard, no, it's not just Team Canada. Patricia's here with a big following at Battle Bond. And a deep sigh of relief there. Trish also participated in under 65 over the weekend. Were you able to check out any of the tournaments that happened this week?
I came by when they were doing Canada versus US qualifier and got thrown into the kitchen sink for that round. They were like, we need an extra person. Like, I throw axes, I will participate. And so I had Liam from Alberta. He was throwing house axes as hatchet, and he had his own big axe. And so he's like, here are just axes, I don't know, go. So I got thrown into the mix, and it was a lot of fun.
So based on the fact that he was just talking about underhanded big axe, which I hope it gets to that point.
Oh, yeah.
We're on our way into doubles underhand.
Okay.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. So let's see what we got in the roster as we try and catch up here. All right, I stand corrected. This is 1.5 blackjack. If you're just joining us and you're wondering what's going on, trust me, we're following along with you. So, 1.5 blackjack, obviously, just a single. 1.5 rotation. Trying to get as close to 21 without busting. On the floor, we got Marcus Salavera, one of the earliest second-generation axe throwers that I know of. Son of one of the first battle champions, I believe actually the first battle champion, Yari Salavera. Julio Romero, David Alviso also on the floor. And Charlie Bain also repping Team USA as well.
We've seen some pretty good shirts and outfits today. I think that shirt is my second favorite. I will give Nick Kay top spot from his outfit earlier because he had shorts to match. It was this whole like tropical dad on vacation vibe. So
next year we need to do a red carpet. I've seen some interesting outfits. There's a man here from Australia. He's in a 3-piece purple suit.
It's crushed velvet. He has a crushed purple velvet jacket. It's amazing. It's amazing. I wore red, black, and white camo pants.
Just in case you went to combat.
100%. But this isn't wild. If I walked down any normal city street or went to the mall, be like, oh, those are eccentric pants. Here, no one bats an eyelash.
So, still 1.5 blackjack, trying to get the closest to 21 without busting. I believe that is game. Who won?
This is also like the fun thing with Canada versus US. Events move very quickly, and there are so many of them that if you leave for 5 minutes and come back, a whole other game is going on.
Yeah, exactly. You could go to the bathroom and come back, and you're seeing ambi doubles.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Which is something that, I mean, at the end of the night, I'll throw a few axes. Staff, same thing. Like, you throw, and you're like, hey, let's do ambi. Let's throw ambi at the same target together. And it sounds like a bad idea because it's 4 axes at one target. It's not a great idea. But when you get people at this high of a level, they're throwing, they make it look so easy. You can get 4 axes in a bullseye? What?
Yeah.
Insane.
I was doing my best to explain this as if you had watched axe throwing at the same time, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say, if you're watching this right now, you probably know axe throwing, but I'll do my best. We'd like to thank you if you're joining this broadcast already in progress. You just heard the voice of Jenna Gerhardt. I'm Mark Davis. This is the Challenger Series, Canada versus USA.
So we're moving into 1.5 for something.
I believe there is a few 1.5 events. This is the second heat of 1.5 blackjack. We do have, believe it or not, we do have an actual structure to this. There are going to be finals later. Right now we're in heats. This way we can determine who the actual winner of the games will be later. And I believe the Van Os vase is in this building. I'll have to confirm with Martin on that. Still going. This isn't like a runaway. This is always neck and neck.
And if you're playing traditional blackjack rules, the second you cross over the line, it's a 0 automatically. You don't get any points off of that.
And you also lose points for dropping as well.
It's the one rule I never liked about this game. Like, I don't want to go into the negatives. I don't want negatives to be a potential.
Don't give the ITF ideas. I kid.
If you hit a normal clutch but not a premier clutch, you automatically lose everything.
No.
Your score resets.
Tom is listening. Don't give him ideas.
Tom, when you watch this, we're not giving you ideas.
I'm
Don't
just
listen
saying,
to us.
based on the games I saw in the championship today, yeah, there are throwers that have premier rules throwing figured out.
Oh, yeah. It's satisfying to watch as a spectator. All right, so Team Canada first out of this heat.
I have been just given a gift from Martin Van Os, one of the founders of this tournament. I am currently holding the very real, actual Van Os vase.
The real thing.
Like,
So it's not just a weird decal on the screen. That's what it looks like.
no, this is
This is it.
This is from the very first Canada versus USA Classic. The reason that it's actually called the Van Os vase, or the story goes, is the ITF has the Wilson Cup, named after its founder, Matt Wilson. Martin Van Os, being as humble as he is, named this the Van Os vase, and it stands to this very day. And I am honored to have it in my booth. I will likely never touch the Wilson Cup, but I have touched the Van Os vase, so I got that going for me.
It's definitely in the axe throwing community. I find I have some league members and some competitors don't touch the vase. Don't touch. They're like, I don't want to touch the Wilson Cup. I will not hold it. I will not like look at it. I will not do anything because if I'm going to hold it, it means I've won.
At our battle headquarters, old battle headquarters down in Church in Front in Toronto, 2020 or 2019.
We are moving on.
I was
our next
asked,
event is Underhand Vertical around the world. So same premise as normal around the world, except you're going up instead of left to right. We are starting the low 1, low 3, bullseye, 3-1 clutch, standard scoring. Has to be centerboard. If it's not on the centerboard, it doesn't count.
Underhanded Vertical around the world up next. That's Canada, USA in a nutshell. We take every skills game we know and throw it in a blender, and that's what comes out. Personally, I'm actually looking forward to seeing this one. So as Dave explained, by the way, that was the international axe throwing champion explaining to you a game. The man took no time to celebrate. Now he's back to work. So they're going to start from the bottom and work their way up in a traditional around the world style. So low 1 in the blue circle, low red in the red circle, bullseye, and then all the way up top. And we weren't kidding when we told you we'd see some outfits today.
I saw this earlier and was prepared for, I didn't know if he was competing in round 2 or not. And I just wanted to hear like the Rocky soundtrack start and to have him rip his like robe off and then just decimate whoever his opponent was. It's like in true axe throwing fashion, it had to happen.
I like how you said you weren't sure if he was in round 2. I thought you were going to say, I wasn't even sure if he was an axe thrower. I thought he just wandered in looking like that.
I mean, we're in a weird spot in Pickering. It's not like we're just down the road or on like a main thoroughfare where we get walk-in traffic. So it'd be pretty weird for someone to stumble upon this without knowing this existed today.
So on the floor right now for Canada, we got Woodchuck and Kendra Kolomaya. And for Team US, we got Nathan Ford and Vale Cook. Again, they are starting from the bottom of the board, working their way up, underhanded. Woodchuck hits a bullseye. Kendra making her way up the ladder as well.
So neither player on the right-hand side needed the bullseye that they hit. They're going for lower 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is going to be, it's going to take a few tries.
Kendra's underhanded throw is hypnotic. Like just watch the flight on Kendra's underhand. It's poetry in motion as Woodchuck hits his bullseye. And so does Kendra. This race is getting pretty tight now.
With a throw like that, it doesn't even, I wouldn't think it would stick in the board. It's so light.
Kendra continuing to work her way up, as is Woodchuck. Kendra continues to widen the gap, not taking her foot off the gas. As you hear the chants of Kendra erupting throughout the venue. Oh, Kendra going for the clutch to finish it. Again, standard rule set here, majority in and touch to clutch. Throws, and Team USA comes from behind. Kendra gonna try and do her best to match. The handle was in the right place. Head was just a bit low.
Perfectly in line with it.
USA slowly closing the gap. We're waiting for both throwers on the team to finish. So Kendra and Woodchuck need to make up a lot of ground and quickly.
So we've got 3 throwers still competing, throwing axes, and we have 1 competitor
Throwing hats.
doing a hat toss.
I mean, I would sign up for a league in the backyard hat throwing league right away if that ever became a thing. Woodchuck gets his 1. Just needs a clutch now. Kendra just low.
So all 3 competitors that are left, it is all clutches.
If he puts his hat on that handle, this place is going to explode. Oh, that's clutch. And Woodchuck matches Kendra just a bit outside. And that will be that. Team USA taking underhanded vertical around the world. And that wasn't an easy one. Kendra was going for it. I guess they're still continuing now because we got tie break over here.
Yeah. You hit an underhand clutch once, I don't know, do it again.
Woodchuck throws just wide. I'm happy if I can put an underhanded throw in the board anywhere.
Yeah.
Nathan Ford for Team USA. Woodchuck just low. Is it enough? It is not. We continue with the tiebreaker. Nathan Ford from Team USA, Woodchuck from Team Canada.
We are swapping to a bull off because clutches were too much. We've decided to go low.
Okay. We are on a time limit after all. And Nathan Ford will take it. And Team USA adds another point to their team. As a Canadian myself, I don't feel awkward at all right now.
I'm over here like dancing to it. Like, yeah, it's a nice rhythmic chant you got going.
I am currently being flipped off by Dave Alviso. Oh,
I
no,
think they're aiming at them,
okay.
but
I thought he was staring at me.
we're,
I'm like,
we're
well, that's
part of
awkward.
it.
Rander and Julio Romero for Team Canada chanting USA right now, confusing everybody,
Yeah,
as is tradition.
it's called encouragement.
Encouragement. All right, we're going to continue to move on. Again, welcome to the Canada versus USA version of the Challenger Series, IATC weekend. Mark Davis with you alongside Jetta Gerhardt. We're into the next heat of underhanded vertical around the world. We got Jamie Littlechild, AKA Beyond Signs. That is not an ad, that is just his name. I will only read that as a sponsor if he pays me for it. Along with Andrew Blauen, former Pickering thrower, former Ottawa thrower, also a Vaughan thrower at their Tuesday league.
Just really likes battle.
Really likes battle. For Team USA, we got Mike Kump and Sam Hadelman as well.
Now, Andrew did tell me before we went live today that his mother and family is watching. So hi, Andrew's mom.
Andrew also,
Mama Chaos.
Chaos, Andrew, whichever you want to go and buy. If Andrew's family is watching, if we say Chaos, we are referring to your boy Andrew. Also recently married.
Yes.
So we're continuing the climb upward. Chaos hits his 3, I believe. Or he might have just shot a little bit low. As the crowd taunts Mike Kump.
With his full name.
Yeah, I know. That's the name your mom only calls you when you're in trouble. Not phasing him. Or maybe it is. We'll see. If anybody has dealt with his fair share of trash talk over the years, it is definitely Mike Kump.
We're not used to needing devices today, and Mike comes over there. Rander's trying to get a device going. No one has them on the lanes. We haven't used them all day. Who needs a device? Who needs a caliper?
So we're at 5 each. Chaos hits his bullseye, continuing the climb up. Team Canada now starting to pull ahead. Sam just a bit low and to the left. Chaos now unlocks the clutch, having hit his one. This is almost a homecoming of sorts for him, having worked here. And Chaos hits his clutch. Jumps in celebration. As we continue on the left side.
Knowing that Andrew's family's watching, I hope they were just as excited and animated as he was when he won that.
Still going clutch, beyond sign, still trying to climb up as well. I believe Sam has unlocked his clutch. And Sam just misses. Jamie also still trying to make the climb to clinch it for Team Canada. Jamie Littlechild, the thrower out of Warriors Axe. Also a thrower at Battle Vaughn as well, very familiar with him. So now we play the waiting game.
For a nice, easy underhand clutch.
Andrew Blauen has now begun throwing his hat.
As is tradition.
I believe that if Andrew hits his hat, he should just win the game. Kump going for his clutch, but just missing a bit low.
Yeah, if you're throwing anything underhand or 1.5 and the handle is sticking up and you can throw a hat onto it, and you land that before your team member finishes the game and wins it, then you automatically win on behalf of them.
Mike Kump hits his clutch. And that will be that. Honestly, with the reaction that Andrew had when he hit that clutch, you would have thought he won the world championship, honestly.
Yeah.
I've heard more chanting during this than I have the entire tournament.
Okay, so Dave is drawing lines on the target right now. You can see him walking up to the target with a Sharpie.
Let us see what that means.
Yeah.
Just going to my format
We're
right
just
now.
learning
We're learning this as we go.
Yeah. It's really a submersive experience for both the viewer at home and us when we're learning what the games are playing.
We're
at the
doing
same
our
time.
best, ladies and gentlemen, trust me. So I believe Dave Saikon going to get on the mic and explain to us what's going on, because I'd love to know myself.
World that you know and love.
Around the
With a
painted
little
world.
twist. You must touch paint. There we go. All right. This is around the painted world. You must touch the paint of the 1, the 3, throw a premier bullseye, paint 3, paint 1, premier clutch. We be marked off. The 1, 3, and 3, they have to be the same height as the bullseye, so you can't go up where it curves to make it easier.
Okay, I'm familiar with this game. I believe this is one of the hardest games I've ever seen in axe throwing, where it's around the world, but it's just the line.
Now, I love this game.
You love this game?
I am not good at around the world, but I play this game against my boyfriend and am undefeated. Crush this game. Now, whether or not I would do any degree of good against these professional throwers today is a whole other question. But I love this game, and I'm very excited to see it.
Will that be enough? Okay, so on the floor right now, we got Vin Crescenzo, Rander Marquez, Dave Sycon, and Nick Kay. So it's hitting their ones, going for the threes now. Nick Kay just missing the line.
Oh, a little miscommunication. Dave hit his one, didn't think he did, and did it again.
And threw for his one again. That's axe throwing in a nutshell. If you are in axe throwing, or you've thrown practice without the scoring system telling you what to do, you've forgotten how to count to 5 at least once.
Yeah, it's that third axe going into the fourth that everyone turns around to the scorekeeper and is like, what axe are we on?
Exactly.
Counting's hard, it's okay.
Right, so we're continuing still. Nick Kay starting to pull ahead. Dave Sycon catching up. I mean, that's to be believed. He did win a world championship today. I'm not shocked that he's decent at this game. Nick Kay now going for his right side one. And after that, he's got to go up top for a premier clutch. Nick Kay. Nick Kay has unlocked up top. And if anybody could throw a premier clutch like it's a standard clutch, it's Nick Kay. Up, throws just low.
Rander is still stuck on the left three.
Vin is also about to go up top. I believe he just hit his right one. He does. Oh, Vin. All right, Vin's is not good. Rander finally just got that shot he was struggling with out of the way. Vin just a bit high, possibly. It's good. And Vin on Team USA hits his premier clutch to seal it 50% of the way. Nick Kay trying to seal it for Canada. Dave Sycon, possibly. Okay, just a bit outside. Dave Sycon's, is it good? Based on that, no. Sycon, possibly. Nick Kay. Nick Kay maybe high, maybe all the way through.
He might be off to the side.
Nick Kay tilted it away. But Dave Sycon's isn't good either.
Rander's still in this.
Rander is still in
Rander's
this.
still in this game.
Rander, I believe, might have just unlocked his clutch. It might be a bit wide. Dave Sycon looks to be a bit to the left. Nick Kay just to the right. Together, those are a perfect clutch, but unfortunately, separately, they are not.
That's what the next Martin Vanos rendition is. It's Canada and U.S. versus everyone else.
Dave Sycons is good. Nick Kay, just low. Game, set, match for Team USA. America's won enough things today. I really hope they don't take this too.
Let us keep one thing.
Can we at least have one thing?
This is why we can't have nice things.
Well, that will be that. We'll continue on these games. Again, thank you for joining us as we are on the Challenger Series Canada versus USA, an annual tradition that we haven't been able to do for 2 years. Finally able to do it again today. I'm Mark Davis alongside Jenna Gerhardt. Now, when you were trying to qualify for this, Jenna, what was the struggle? Is it just like games that you in your life have never faced before, or what?
So I didn't compete in every single thing.
Right.
However, I did just get handed axes. It was like, here's a house axe and a big axe. Go throw sharp objects. And so I competed in the kitchen sink, which was 1.5, a double rotation, and a just big axe. And so I can throw all of those things. No practice that day, just being handed random axes. Was just about throwing things and having fun. So I didn't drop any axes. I was proud about that. It's my first time also throwing on cottonwood, so that was a fun time.
So we're continuing with Around the Painted World. On the floor right now for Team Canada, we got John Miller and Kendra. For Team USA, Aaron DeMcCallie, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, and Dustin Kerr. So if you're needing a refresher on what the game rules are, they are trying to cut as much of the line as possible at the bullseye height, moving from left to right, finishing it off with a premier clutch, which is cutting that white box top to bottom. John Miller, I believe, just missed his left three. Martin Van Oss, the founder of this competition, calling it no good. Team USA getting theirs. The left one, I should say. This one's starting to chug along. So we got one member of Team USA starting to pull ahead, but as we've seen as this progresses, that's not stopped anybody from catching up. It's just a matter of a few throws. You know this is a less serious broadcast than the tournament we just have because I have production laughing at my headphones.
Yeah. This is the nice run through after a long day. We put all our hard work and focus into the biggest weekend in axe throwing. And now we're just throwing weird things.
Yes, axe throwing, here's the thing. Yes, 5-figure, big checks. Axe throwing, it's also kind of silly sometimes. This is a celebration of that. Johnny Miller misses his right three.
Games like this really remind you of the first league you ever joined, staying after learning.
Kendra Kay giving a much-needed boost for Team Canada.
Effortless premier clutch.
Effortless. So we just need Johnny Miller to catch up in order for Team Canada. Might be too low. So both members of Team USA are now going up top. They could both seal it in one throw.
Miller's joining that race. He's going up top.
just be a bit to the side. John Miller goes, throws just high and to the right. So it all comes down to this. We may need tiebreaker if this comes down to it. There's one, possibly, no. Here's the other thing we're forgetting about this event. You ever just had those nights where you throw a clutch, but you like can't hit one all night? We could be here for the next 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen. John Miller throws. Getting a look. The crowd thought it was good, and it is. John Miller from Team Canada seals that heat. And a deep sigh of relief. The look on John Miller's face, he had the world on his shoulders right there.
Or at least the country.
At least a good shoulder, yes. John Miller obviously saying he needs a drink right now. And I don't blame him. All right, we're going to take it down to the floor and see where we're going next.
All right, so you're next. We are all tied up. We are now moving in to kind of some more individual events. Or not individual, but one-off events. Everyone likes doubles. Everyone likes ambidextrous. This was a big hit last year. So we are doing ambi fucking doubles. In case you can't figure it out, it's doubles, it's ambidextrous. We're doing it together. The only rule change, we are doing standard scoring. Each and every throw, each thrower is allowed to go for one clutch if they want.
All right. This is one I've been looking forward to all day. Ambi doubles. You like ambi, you like doubles. Let's throw them both together.
Do it at the same time, because why not? What else are you doing?
I mean, this is an IATF sanctioned stream, so I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on there, so I'm just going to err on the safe side, but you heard him. You heard what he said it's called. So, ambi doubles, ambidextrous, 2 axes in one hand, but we're going to legitimately watch 4 axes go into one target. I really hope I get to see 4 axes go into one bullseye.
Ooh, yeah.
So for Team Canada, we got Liam and Julio. For Team USA, we got Justin Trafalski and JC Ring. So we got a couple 5s, 1 drop apiece.
Now, scoring this strategically is a good idea. I've got Dave and Mike both individually scoring their opponents' teams.
Oh. I'm seeing some absolute brutal hits. If all 4 of these axes survive this game, I will be surprised.
These are definitely the axes you bring to this game that you don't care about. This is not any of the axes that they were throwing earlier
This
today.
is when you get the axe that's been sitting in your closet for ages and pull that out. Oh.
Which for axe throwers isn't a crazy thing to be like, oh yeah, I just got a bunch of axes at my house. Don't worry. For an average person to be like, let me get my axes from my closet, isn't like the sentence that you're scared to hear.
It's the only way that's acceptable is if you are an axe thrower.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a first shot with all 4 hitting the target. Justin Trafalski not really actually hitting other axes. He's just over-rotating with his left hand. And we got clutches going all around. Again, this is standard scoring, not Premier. I don't know how we would do this Premier if it came down to it. Oh, we have maybe one. So it looks like we have one possibly on each side. Team Canada taking the round.
Now it's like a normal game, but we are playing best 2 out of 3. Maybe 3 out of 5. Maybe 4 out of 7.
Let's just do best of 14. I believe Julio and Liam just put 3 in the bullseye. That's nuts. So we got 2 in bowl, 2 and 3. JC and Justin. Justin having a lot of problems getting that left-handed axe that he's throwing to stick. But we continue. All right, there's an opening for JC and Justin. There we go, JC and Justin getting all 4 in the target. That might help them gain some ground.
So the most we've seen is 3 bullseyes. We have not gotten 4 bullseyes yet. We've only seen 3.
I know.
So
Oh.
both teams are pretty evenly matched, though. We're getting a lot of 3s sticking instead of 4 axes.
And they're trading drops or matching drops as well. Justin and JC taking a look before they pull them out, just making sure everything's up to date. It's a
And
final axe.
luck
They're
is called.
Of course they are. There's no way in no planet that they all got points. Oh my God! 4-1 targets.
If you saw Liam line up, I didn't see Liam line up for that.
That almost gave me a heart attack. At least one is good. Team Canada with Julio and Liam taking it.
Just 2 out of 3. Just
Just
best
2 out of 3.
We're good. We did it.
That was final axe out of reach. So, that means Team Canada gaining to their lead. And I'm actually shocked all 8 axes survived that game.
No casualties. No Robin Hoods. I'm a little disappointed.
Don't worry. We have a finals for that game later.
Yes.
We shall see. Again, thank you for joining us as we continue with the Challenger Series, Canada versus USA. Mark Davis with you alongside Jenna Gerhardt. Just finishing up Ambi doubles. We still have more events to come, including 2 spin doubles. That's going to be a fun one.
I'm excited to see that.
Some of the most popular events that have happened in Canada versus USA over the years are actually the 2 spin games. And it's hypnotic to watch, because if you've ever thrown a 2 spin or even a 3 spin before, if you have a place that's big enough, it is weird to let go of an axe and watch it fly through the air that long before it winds up in the target. I can't wait to see how that works out with doubles.
And I think it was one of the first Canada versus US competitions I saw that was 2 spin grimace.
Oh my
And
God.
it was so satisfying in the same way that this place erupts when someone wins the championship. A 2 spin grimace was insane.
All right, so we're continuing with Ambi doubles, so good news for you, Jenna, since you wanted to see some axes die, you're going to probably see them.
Yes.
For Team Canada, we got 2 throwers from Battle Portland's. We got Brian Starling, also known, if you were looking at the bracket, Ernest Brian Henry Starling, alongside Hayden Portland Allen, both employees and throwers at Battle Portland's. Alongside Adeline Kubishek and Jonathan Morgan, a.k.a. Fancy Man, I missed that memo.
Yeah, so he's not Fancy Lad anymore. He's Fancy Man. And he's got emojis next to his name now. I don't know. He's upgraded regardless.
It's the most beautiful thing that we actually ever had was adding emojis to the X score screen, so that's nice. So beginning with A&B doubles, on the right side, you will see Hayden Portwin Allen alongside Brian Starling. Over on the left side, representing Team USA, we have Jonathan Fancy Man Morgan alongside Adeline Kubishek. I'm joined in the booth by a man who's had his work cut out for him all day, Tom Black. Nice to meet you to join the stream, actually.
Hi, Mark Davis. How are we now?
Good, good. Surprisingly, no axe casualties.
This is good.
You see that a lot with doubles, full stop. But we're literally watching 8 axes hit boards right now, and people have been adapting to it.
Yeah, we got doubles going on here. Double.
Doubles, yes.
Canadian Tim Hortons special going on here, but you definitely do. Even just when you get doubles going by themselves, you get the 2 axes potentially doing the old Robin Hood or something like that, breaking the axe. But yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. I'm interested to see how this match works and how this game plays out.
We've been seeing a lot of drops in this game, a lot of 3 axes. Oh my God. So that's triple bullseye and what looks to be a line 3. Again, we're going standard rules here. If this was the premier no bleed rule set, this would be a very different story.
Yeah,
we might be
we saw earlier, yeah. But that's impressive in itself. You got 3 axes from 3 different hands making their way into the bullseye. From 2 different players there. It's an impressive throw nonetheless. But yeah, a lot of bounces because there's a lot of axes flying through the air.
Earlier we saw an attempt at 4 at 1 clutch. Only one of them landed.
See again.
So again, representing Team USA, we got Jonathan Morgan, Adeline Kubishek. On the right side, representing Team Canada, we got Hayden Portwin Allen alongside Brian Starling. I believe they are going clutch.
Brian Starling wants clutches. You can see
He's
his
extending
hands spread
his
wide.
arms.
He's waiting to clink axes here.
Doing
Decision being made.
Not safe for TV dance, I believe.
And there they go.
All right. Up top we go.
Set the beer. Oh, pass him over to this guy.
All right, so we're all going up top now. They're waiting and seeing this. Oh, I believe we have at least 1, maybe 2.
Tough to tell there from this angle. We've got 1 on the right side there for sure.
The left side looks like it kind of turned the cheek away from it.
Maybe bumped each other out of there almost.
All right, Hayden and Brian going up top now. I don't know if they're going for the same one. They went for the same one. Only one. Looks like only 1 touches, which is good enough in this rule set.
Just need to get 1 in there, yep. And they've got it.
2 of them actually. So we're playing 2 out of 3, by the way. This isn't just a 1-off. So they will switch sides and we will go again.
And they'll go again.
Yep. That's 2 out of 3. We'll only go to the 3rd game should we need it. All 4 landing. 3 for Team USA.
That's a tough drop for Jonathan Morgan there. But an impressive bunch of throws there from Team Canada.
Absolutely. Hayden and Brian, co-workers at Battle Portland's. They've likely done this.
Oh, tough drop there.
Oh,
but they get the break from the other. Now. Mark, what do we have here? We got 2 bullseyes on the right side and a 3.
Yep.
Looks like 2 3s and a 5 on the other. So the drops are costly for Team Canada.
Props to Mike Kump for scorekeeping this, because when I scorekeep on paper, for 1 hatchet,
double drop, that's tough.
Brutal. Looked like it might have been just a little bit too much spin from both axes from Jonathan Morgan.
Bit of over rotation, yeah, just knocking them. Ended up with 2 falling there. And that's a tough break. It would have been okay if maybe just one, because Team Canada had 1 drop, but losing both sets of points from both axes from Jonathan Morgan could be costly here.
Another drop. We've been seeing a lot of those 1-axe drops, and I was telling Jenna earlier, a lot of them I've seen was just struggles with people throwing offhanded. So they're throwing with a hand that they're not used to. Maybe they're righty throwing with their left. And sometimes it's just hard to get that down. I know this is ambi, but very few people that enter these competitions are actually ambidextrous.
Yes, that's true as well. You're trying to add a new set of mechanics to your body that you're not used to.
So they're going clutches yet again, trying to go for all 4 in 1.
Oh.
Looks like a couple on the right side for Team USA.
Jonathan Morgan looks like he's got his.
He's got 1. Looks like they got 2 on Team Canada's side.
At least 2, maybe.
We need round 3. This is the first time that we've seen round 3. So winner take all here.
Brian Starling trying to coerce his way into doing a big axe here. Trying to convince his opponents here to drop their axes, but I don't think he's going to get a win out of this one.
You know what? I would not mind seeing
ambidextrous big axe.
Ambi doubles big axe, yes.
That could be an exciting moment for sure here in this tournament.
Well, as we continue, and I was telling Jenna this earlier, Tom, you know, we just finished like a really intense, really emotional, really exciting tournament. But axe throwing, it's funny sometimes too, and that's what a celebration is.
Oh, for
all
sure.
these guys, they're done, guys and girls, they're all done their tournament, unwinding with this weird game that they just invented, which is basically if you threw every skill that we usually do into a blender and just going from there. Looks like double bull, double 3 by Brian.
It's definitely a good end to the day. We've got the crowd, and you've heard them. They've been loud this entire time, cheering and chanting on both teams here as we make our way through the double ambidextrous tournament.
And this is the rubber match between these two countries. Team Canada taking the first version of this, Team USA taking the second.
And Team Canada currently with a 10-9 lead overall in the tournament. The cumulative final. But yes, I agree with the point you were starting to make earlier. Mike Kump having to count 8 axes.
Yes.
It's hard enough counting 2, let alone
Then
8.
write it down on paper and then go from there.
We've had the luxury, as this sport has progressed, of having the development of axe scores in the app system, and maybe the luxury of not having to do math anymore, but Mike Kump having to go full out here on paper this afternoon.
If ITF's head, one of the ITF's head programmers, Chris Collins, is watching this, this might be an update that you need to add next year.
Yeah, as this event continues to grow and we develop more games like this, it's definitely something that can be looked at, I'm sure, on Chris Collins and his S&T team. Always looking at developing, and you saw how smooth it worked through the tournaments this weekend, the multiple tournaments that we did run on the axe score system. And
so I think Brian Starling is still trying to coerce him into big axe.
I don't know if he's going to win this one. But they are being informed that it is no big axe for the overtime here. It would just be a clutch off, so you may as well throw your throws.
Okay, so.
And Brian Starling threw his throws there.
They went points for that one. Wasn't expecting that.
And they got 3 bullseyes out of it.
3 bullseyes and a 3. Jonathan and Adeline talking about what to do.
As the scorekeepers confirm to make sure that they have the score accurate.
Adeline taking a shrug and saying, why not? So I believe that means they're going up top.
Double clutches.
Or will they go for the same one? That's the question.
Ooh, they got one for sure. Maybe 2. Maybe 3.
Damn.
And he gets it.
There we go.
They needed 3 clutches there, and they got them. As Brian Starling salutes the crowd in good humor, of course.
I can hear Brian from here yelling at them. Team USA and the Americans in the building in general have been loud for this, and they've been loud all day.
The patriotism is alive and well in the crowd here today.
So I think we need a tie break. I believe that's what we're going to here.
Off to the clutch off. Despite Brian Starling's best efforts to encourage the big axe, we will go to a clutch off.
All right. Looks like they're agreeing for one.
4 axes each, all at the same clutch.
You are witnessing televised peer pressure happening right before your very eyes.
Let's see the results.
Oh!
Well, they got 1.
Okay, so 1 to go again, 2 to win.
2 to win. And Brian Starling sneaks it through, Mark.
Team Canada as Brian Starling straddles the target. Something I never thought I'd say into a microphone. That will be a point for Team Canada, extending their competition lead to 11 versus USA's 9.
Something you may not have thought you'd say, but I'm definitely not shocked that we are saying it with this group of rowdy, fun characters that we've got down here. And Brian Starling ultimately got what he wanted. He went to overtime. He got to throw for his clutches. Not the big axe he was looking for, but he managed just to pull out the win nonetheless.
I guarantee Brian is going to go back to his home venue of Battleport wins after this weekend, and I'm going to see a video of 4 big axes going into 1 target, and I look forward to that.
Yes.
Again,
he's always the entertainer.
Again, we'd like to thank you for joining the broadcast. This is the Challenger Series. Mark Davis alongside Tom Black, who you heard earlier if you were watching the International Axe Throwing Championship.
And Jenna Gerhardt, she will be back as well. I'm just filling in for her. She needed a quick break.
Personally, I'd watch 2-spin. Jesus. Personally, I would watch some 2-spin doubles because I've never seen that before, and it sounds kind of crazy.
So we got 2 spin doubles.
2 rotation doubles.
Yep, so essentially a hatchet throw from the yellow lines that you see at most venues where the big axe boundary is.
So we may see a few more drops in this one due to either over rotation or under rotation, where we'll either hit the top or bottom of the axe and handle and causing that to fall out, or we may just see some low or high throws.
So for Team Canada, we got Martin Manos, the brainchild of this operation, alongside Rainer Marquez. For Team US, we have Charlie Bain alongside Dustin Kerr.
Mark has received a hat that he has handed off to Jenna Gerhardt, and we have placed it on the speaker for everyone to see.
Rainer Marquez, who competed in the first ever Canada-US Challenge, hits a bullseye. He's got a really, really good 2-spin throw.
That was pretty, very smooth on that throw.
Took Michael Moore, a.k.a. Rupert, to the limit in a 1v1 game way back in the day. Ooh, 2 drops. The other side, we got a 3. So we're on the 4th throw. I imagine they'll go clutch on 5th, as is double bullseyes. That's impressive.
And we got a 5 and a 3 on the far side, maybe 2 threes. It is in fact an 8 coming from Mr. Mike Kump. Pulling a 3, 8 points there.
It looks like another 8, actually. It was an 8.
On both sides, yes.
Mike Cup making the call.
So I believe the Canadians keep their lead at this point.
It's final.
They're going clutches.
Lead or not, I wasn't expecting them to stay down anyway.
As it always seems to be in this sport, camaraderie is always there no matter the game you're playing, as they go a little bit wide from the Canadians. And the Americans have also missed. Double missed on both sides.
All right, so they will switch sides as we move into round 2 in a best-of-3 match. Double fives.
Ooh, and a drop there from the Americans.
So that puts Canada in the lead again. Again, no matter if this winds up out of reach at some point, as far as the competition points go, with Canada up 11-9, it gets played through anyway. I believe the first one was, the last event was a big axe clutch race, and they just played it through anyway.
We'll see how this plays out between the Canadians and the Americans. And the Canadians, just a nice clean double bowl there. And a 5 and a 3, it looks like another 8 points from the Americans. But I believe the Canadians have pulled away on this one with that double bullseye there.
Charlie and Dustin trying to make up ground.
Got a lot of work to do. They've had a couple drops, but those 6 points will help. But a drop from the Canadians, that helps the Americans there, pulling it back a little bit.
Shockingly from Rander. Up top they go. I have no doubt in my mind Martin and Rander are going to attempt to hit the same clutch yet again. And they attempt.
The attempt was there, they got one, but the Americans got none. And the Canadians, Mark Davis.
That's more than
That was
enough.
impressive. Impressive performance by the Canadians in that one.
And that will be the end of 2 spin doubles. Still to come a little bit later, we actually also have, 1.5 around the galaxy, which is similar to around the world, except it's doubles, so you're working your way to the center and then switch sides and go out.
Right.
Very, very hard game.
And the Canadians now with a commanding 13-9 win. I say commanding, but what is the final goal here, Mark Davis?
The goal, glory, and a fabulous, somewhat painted vase that is in the booth actually with us right now. I don't know if this is Tom's actual first time seeing it or not.
It might be my first time holding it for sure, but looking at it, it is quite the unit. Very, very well done.
Yep,
Lovely put
this
together.
is the actual very first one.
Yeah.
As you can see, lovingly painted by Martin Van Os himself, standing just far away from me. This is what they are fighting for today. This vase. Not the Wilson Cup. No, they came here to play for this and this only, and national pride. We're taking this pretty seriously.
It is quite the unit. It is lightweight. They should be able to pack that back in the bags when they're headed home.
Old
Whoever
Flower's
wins that.
really nice too, apparently.
Yes, yes. It looks like it. Got a nice hole in the top there.
So what we're going into next, if I heard correctly, we are in the Big Axe Team Big Axe Clutch Race, I should say. This is another popular one from past events, except this time it's doubles. It is a race to 7, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, I believe that's what David Sykon said as well.
Touch to clutch, no premiere. We don't have that much time.
No.
So over for Team Canada, we got Rander, Goose, Nick, and Jamie. For Team US, we got Vin, Fancy Man. I keep calling him Fancy Lad out of habit.
He did finish second place at ITC in 2020 in 2020 as Fancy Labs, so it's honest mistake.
It's ingrained in our minds, honestly. Also over there, we got Adeline Kubishek and your international axe throwing champion, David Saikon.
David Saikon back at it again here.
Didn't take much time to celebrate, actually. Just took his sweet time and came right back in this. Again, I knew he won the World Championship, but maybe he's going for this nice vase that we got here, too.
He did mention that he felt like he had more rounds to play. He didn't think the tournament was done, so he's continuing on playing some more. And
plus, like, I might be a bit biased, as a Canadian myself, but I like to think that USA, they've won enough things today. We could at least take this.
They took top 3 in the International Axe Throwing Championships this afternoon, taking 1, 2, and 3, as well as a number of other spots, because the highest ranked Canadian was 4th place.
Exactly. So 2 teams of 4, all alternating around. Again, touch to clutch. Random Marquez for Team Canada going up first. Team USA still deciding who they're going to put up first.
First to 7 wins gets the points here for their team.
Jonathan Morgan volunteering to go first for Team USA. This is a callback. Jonathan Morgan throwing next to Random Marquez. Flashbacks to 2020.
We have definitely seen this play out before.
Rander choosing to throw one-handed. Not as usual, MO.
And a clutch there. Jonathan Morgan and Rander just down and away. 1-0 for Team USA. High and outside there.
Jamie Littlechild, also known by his axe score's name Beyond Signs. Always advertising. Dave Saikon taking a throw, hitting his. Goose going for his, so on behalf of Team Canada. Just missing. 2-0 for Team USA. Team USA taking a quick lead. Adeline Kubishek now up. Nick Kay from Team Canada. Adeline looks good.
Oh, and we're good there. No doubt about that one, Mark Davis.
Almost premiere, I think. I couldn't quite see it from my angle. But
It
Nick,
looked like it was pretty good.
Nick Kay, highest placing Canadian today.
4th place. Rander. Just wide there, and Jonathan Morgan goes wide.
Jamie Littlechild now up against Vin Crescenzo. Vin hits his. Jamie Littlechild matches. 3-2. Team Canada closing the gap. It's a 1-point game now with Team Canada up 1. David Saikon hitting his clutch on the right side. Goose just going a bit low, now making a 4-2 for Team USA.
He wasn't happy with that effort as he slams the wall besides it.
Adeline goes high. Nick Kay.
Just outside there.
Just outside.
Brandon Marquez.
Brandon Marquez
looking for
addressing
some love
the booth.
from you, Mark Davis. Looking for some Mark Davis luck.
All right.
Did it work, Mark?
Rander Hits
It's
his.
good.
I would like to take full credit for that shot.
You should. A little tickle of the fingers, and away he went. Rander Marquez puts in the clutch.
Vin Crescenzo going low. Jamie Littlechild just a bit too high, almost hitting the signage in the venue. All right. Goose trying to hit his. Dave Sycon hit all the clutches he needed earlier. I think he might be out of them.
Might have run out. But Goose isn't out of them.
Goose hits his. It's now all tied up. 4-4 in this race to 7. Goose nearly took our equipment out.
It's okay. Everything is fine. It's just the wires. The cameras have already been removed.
Thankfully. Adeline looks like she might have hit hers. Adeline's is just a bit too high. Nick Kay throwing now. Just missing outside. We stay tied 4-4.
Tough break there. And Rander Marquez is back looking for the finger tickle from the booth. Of Mark Davis. Let's see if luck comes twice from Mr. Mark Davis. Ooh.
See, like unlike the last shot, that one was completely his fault.
Yes, yes. It's all the ooh, and it's in, and not when it's a miss. But Jonathan Morgan missed his as well, so that keeps this match even here.
Vin Crescenzo hits his. Jimmy Littlechild.
High and
Just
away.
a bit high and away.
Americans now lead 5-4. That's the call for Mr. Mike Cup.
Goose getting some encouragement from his fellow Albertan.
Yelling at him to be calm.
There we go.
Harnesses his inner calm despite being yelled at.
That's how they encourage each other in Alberta. So it's match point for Team USA.
6-5. 7 to win it.
Adeline, no.
But chance to tie it here now for Team Canada. Ooh.
Nick
cannot.
Colomia just going a bit low into the right.
Rander Marquez back up for Team Canada. Jonathan Morgan. These two have gone head-to-head every throw so far.
And Rander hits his.
That was a premier clutch.
Oh my
Jonathan
God.
Morgan, and we're tied at 6, Mark.
Winner take all. Capacity crowd at a fever pitch right now. I'm seeing various fingers being held up at either side.
It's a 6-6 tie. It's coming down to this. Vin's good on Team USA side.
Oh, Team USA will seal the deal.
Pull it back a little bit here. Canada's still leading 13. I believe they get 2 points, the Americans there, or do they just get 1 more?
To be honest with you, Tom, I've been figuring it out as I go along all day.
It's an arbitrary scoring system. But
Pretty much.
We'll see what they put up on the board. They do in fact get 2 points and pull it back within 2. 13-11, Team Canada.
This is a close one. We'll turn it down. We'll take it down to the floor. Our world champ, Dave Sycon, will give us a breakdown of the game we got coming up next.
Mark Davis, I'm going to step off and let Jenna come back in. She's had a good break and she's ready to go again. Thank you for letting me join you here this afternoon. Enjoyed the good games here. This is a lot of fun.
No worries. Get down there, Tom. Have a beer, and I'll catch you after this is all wrapped up.
See you after.
So Mark, I know you've been here the entire time, because because I dipped out for a hot second. Catch me up on everything.
So, it's pretty damn close right now.
I see we're tied.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Actually, yes, I do believe that is the case because they got 2 points for that event, so we are all tied up. Again, even Tom, he was figuring it out as we went along, but
Yeah.
we had some exciting games in there. We just wrapped up the Big Axe Clutch race, so that was an exciting one.
I got to witness that. That was a lot of fun.
The 2-spin doubles, also an exciting one. And we got a lot more exciting things happening for you guys. In fact, I believe that we're getting down to the final rounds of this. Again, thank you for joining us. It's the Challenger Series, Canada versus USA. Mark Davis with you alongside Jenna Gerhardt. Again, as fun as it can be. Axe throwing, it's intense. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. We cried earlier. We're laughing now.
It's very true. It's very, very true.
Taking up hand of the crowd. See Ashley, a.k.a. Axley Thompson, along with Nick Kay, Julio in the background.
Hello? Okay, all right, I'm a little hesitant. All right, so US took the Big Axe Clutch race and the underhand doubles over there. So now we are tied up with just 7 events left to go. We are gonna be running 1.5 around the galaxy. That's basically just doubles around the world. That is gonna be over in Red Arena if you wanna watch that. Over in the orange, we are gonna be running the skills finals. So the first up is around the painted world final with John Miller, Kendra Kolomawaya, Vin Crescenzo, and me.
I look forward to seeing Kendra Kologamaya.
I'm interested in meeting her.
Kolomia, as I just learned today, actually. Nick and Kendra, I have seen their name written down for years, never heard it said out loud before today. So
All right,
we're into the finals now.
And we've split off a little bit. We do have another event going on in Arena that we don't have cameras on just to get caught up a little bit, but we are keeping all of the finals on Orange for you to all watch at home and then in years to come, relive the joy of.
I myself am going to have to watch it to understand a lot of things that happened today.
Yeah, we should. I wish we had more of a breakdown of rules.
No, I got a breakdown of the rules. Dave gave us every rundown. So again, we're back into around the painted galaxy, I believe. Yep, either that or Saikon just hit a very bad one. There we go. So we got Big Crescenzo, our new world champion, Dave Saikon, representing Team USA. Representing Team Canada, we got Kendra Kolomia and John Miller. So we have Philadelphia, Alberta, and Toronto represented in the lanes right now. So trying to cut as much line as they can as they move to the right. Has to be bullseye height. Kendra has hit her one. Saikon hits his one. Miller hits his one.
Vin is just taking this.
Vin
already-
is very far ahead.
Oh yeah. This is one of those games where you get on a hot streak, you can just run with it, but you could spend the next 5 minutes trying to hit the same shot.
Or even just going for the clutch altogether.
Yeah.
But those of you in the axe throwing community that are familiar with Vin knows he doesn't have much trouble doing that.
It helps when you're the height of the clutch.
That too. That too.
I'm sure that's.
He doesn't have to throw up at it. He just
No.
throws straight at it.
Bullseyes might be hard. Got to throw down at them.
So yep, Vin hits enough line to go for his clutch. Dave Sycon still trying to hit his right one. Kendra's starting to gain ground, while Miller is still trying to hit his left three. And Vin Crescenzo out of Shoppers and Urban Access Philadelphia, amongst other places, is your around the painted world champion for Team USA. So that puts Team USA now at a 15-13 lead.
We've got 6 more events to run through.
Pretty
So
much.
This score is going to keep changing pretty
It's going
wildly.
to fluctuate. Up next, I believe, is 1.5 Blackjacks finals.
Just grabbing a few people off the other lanes as they finish up a different skills event.
Oh, we do have different events going on down there. I didn't even look at that. Look at the love on the screen for the White Claw. Oh, they're gone. That was Vin alongside John Bradley. That's the thing about these tournaments is that's a great thing that I'm glad that we get to experience again. I'm seeing people I have not seen since the last time we did this.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to go see them, and they haven't been able to come see us.
Yeah, it's been about 2.5 years for everybody.
Now we finally get to be together again, hug, because Axors, we're a hugging people. We just can't help ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing that we're able to do this again. And it's good to be with you too.
Yeah.
It's good to finally celebrate that we're finally able to do things like this, and that's a great thing.
It's nice to see, Tom and I were talking about this earlier, just the electricity in the building is so different than not having this or watching a live stream and not actually being there when you can physically be in the building and feel the roar from the crowd after someone nails a clutch is a feeling that I think we have all missed.
Exactly, and be it your league, be it tournaments like these, we've got to experience things that we so sorely missed. I will never forget the moment that we saw today where, oh, we're going to Dave in the crowd, my apologies.
Now, we're not biased.
But
We are Canadian.
we are Canadian.
We're
Reason we say that is Andrew Chaos Blauen coming up and fist bumping myself and Jenna and saying, let's go Team Canada, and I couldn't leave him hanging.
no. That's worse. That's worse.
By the way, for those of you who were watching the tournament earlier and saw me doing sideline interviews, I've been informed that I left Cameron Dubrow hanging for a fist bump or a high five. And Cameron, if you are listening, I do apologize for that. It's been a long day, buddy.
We'll track him down afterwards and fix the wrongs.
And the reason I know that is because I looked at my phone after we were wrapped up, and I'm talking like 7 or 8 messages. Way to leave Cam hanging. Okay.
You're focused. You're multitasking.
So we're continuing. Underhanded vertical around the world is what we're back at again. If you remember this earlier, they start from the bottom in the blue, then the red, then the bull, then go up all the way to the clutch. Either clutch is fine.
Now, throws for this have to be on the center board. If it's on either of the outside boards, it does not count.
Exactly. And these gentlemen are probably very thankful they are doing this on cottonwood. Because this on a pine board would have been very interesting to watch.
It's a little less forgiving.
So Mike Cup is going upstairs now. That did not take him long at all. Mike Cup maybe high. And Mike Cup will take that to be your underhanded vertical around the world champion. And Team USA keeps pulling ahead and pulling ahead and pulling ahead. But we still have Into the Painted World and Team Around the World coming up later. AKA Kitchen Sink.
Ooh, yeah.
According to Dave Sycon, we are now beginning the finals for Blackjack. 1.5 Blackjack to be specific. Dave did not feel like using a microphone anymore.
No.
All right. Something that just caught my eye on the screen is the greatest hat I have ever seen.
Ooh, so
The
this
birthday
is
cake hat.
this is James. James is one of my league members from Battle Ottawa, and it's his birthday weekend. So I believe today is his actual birthday.
Wow.
I know, and he came to celebrate with all of us.
Crowd, I was about to say, the crowd's starting to gather inside because we have garage doors open and there is a torrential downpour outside right now.
We have tents. Things are okay for those of you hanging out in the tent that have to deal with us. Welcome. Stay dry. Enjoy.
So continuing with the 1.5 Blackjack. We got Dave Alviso, Will Gatlico, Julio Romero, Mike Kump doing refereeing as well. And I believe Liam, right?
No,
No? I'm not sure.
me either. You'd think we'd know everyone on Team Canada.
Fair enough. That's how great Canadians we are.
Oh, yeah. Matt. Got it.
Matt Evans.
Matt Evans on the far right side. Not Liam.
Matt Evans, really happy that I'm saying his name on commentary right now. Sounds to me like Dave Alviso, just 21. Trying to double at the same target.
I think that's the nice thing about Canada versus US. They weren't throwing together. This isn't a doubles game.
I know.
But they're just
And then somebody shows up, and next thing you know, there's 2 axes and 1 clutch.
multiple axes.
If you're wondering who's winning, you could probably tell by the chants. So it's 21-13 now for Team USA. This is a special game for me to be watching, seeing my fellow league member from Tuesday, Vaughn, Patricia Graham, actually surprised. She was surprised when she told us that she made it into Ambi. We're in Ambi around the world now, I believe. Yes, we are.
I believe this is around the galaxy where they're working their way out. They start out, got to work their way in,
Right.
and then we go clutches.
Mike Ford trying to make his shot. Patricia Graham hits both of the threes. Mike Kump hits one of his 5s. So now he's going to have to southpaw it. And that right axe that he put in the bullseye is actually pretty center, so this is going to be tough for him. Nathan Ford hits his. Mike Kump hits his. Patricia Graham hits one of her 5s. Nathan Ford and Mike Kump trying to get their clutches now. Nathan Ford misses both.
Now both Team Canada have one bullseye, trying to get the second one. And Patricia's got a nice side where she's got most of her clutch, or most of that bullseye still available for another axe. Liam has centered his axe, so it's going to be a little tricky on this throw.
And Patricia Graham hits her 5. Mike Kump might have hit both. And it's called good. I think it might be final axe out of reach by this point.
I think so. I don't think we have enough games left to make up a 10-point deficit.
Well, unless we can find a game where we have a super ooper duper clutch.
Ooh, I mean, Pickering's a pretty big venue. Most of these throwers can do 2 rotations from the big axe line.
Oh, this
so
next game is worth 5 points.
Canada wins. They still lose. Team USA takes the Banners Cup. But before we get to that, we have one last event. Team Base around the world. That consists, you're going around the world, alternating throws. We will have Ambi, underhand 1, a 1.5 3, an Ambi bowl, and big X clutch.
I believe now we are beginning with kitchen sink. Because what I see on my format is Ambi, 1.5, big axe, and underhand.
that would be the kitchen
Dedicated to different people. So for Team Canada, we got Marcus Salavera, Hayden Portman Allen, Goose, and John Miller. Over for Team USA, we got Iliev, JC, Aaron, and Sam.
Now, Dave didn't have an actual microphone when he was explaining what this game was and everything, but he's awarded, whoever wins this is awarded 5 points, and this is the last competition.
Which
so
means we still lose.
we still lose. But it's not about winning or losing. It's only about winning or losing,
That's
actually.
pretty much. That's pretty much what I was about to say.
It's the whole reason we're here. So we are just setting up, figuring out who's going to be throwing where, what we're throwing.
Yeah.
Because this is a learning experience for all of us today.
Oh, even the throwers themselves are learning at this as they go.
It's
So right now, I believe we are going to begin with either Team USA or Canada splitting. I believe they're going to go 4 at a time. Right now, everybody's discussing what they're doing. Clearing the arena, trying to figure out who's got to go where, who's going to throw what. Then we're going to begin.
a little miscommunication on the lane, just looking at clink axes and get
Pretty
started.
much. Pretty much. We will get started eventually, don't you worry.
But we will not start until everyone clinks axes. Stubbornly positive.
All right, so it looks like we're beginning with the underhanded portion of this. So it is around the world, but every single throw is going to be completely different. So we begin with underhand. Team Canada and Team US each hitting their respective ones to start things off. We're now going to go 1.5 as they aim for the left 3. Both drop. Try again. Team Canada pulls ahead as Team USA drops. Hayden Portland Allen now going for an ambidextrous bullseye. And drops both.
One element I like in this format is that you as a thrower don't swap out until you hit your shot.
Right. Hayden drops yet again. Team USA hits their ambi bullseye. Hayden will try and match. Hayden hits 1. Hayden asking if it had to be both. Just goes high.
Now both have to be in the target, but he's asked clarification if that other axe
Right.
can stay there or if he has to rethrow and land both at the same time.
Team USA is now at their right 1. So I believe they just need a big axe clutch to seal the deal. Hayden hits his bullseye, but Team USA hits this clutch. It's over. And that's it. Team USA in dominating fashion when they already had it won. takes the Canada versus USA Challenger Series and the Vanos Vase.
An impressive Big X clutch too. First attempt, nailed it, dead center. A premier clutch, no less.
Even fellow Team USA members are impressed by that. Jonathan Miller throwing a clutch for no reason. And we go down to the floor with Dave Sycott. Or maybe not.
In a moment.
All right, so USA takes it. Final score of 28-13, meaning the Vanos Cup stays in the United States for another year. Give it up for Team Canada, who put up a great performance. And Team USA putting up an even better performance. Thank you everyone so much. Appreciate you watching. Go have fun outside. Hopefully it stopped raining.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the conclusion of the first Challenger Series, Canada versus USA, in over 2 years. And Jenna, that was something. It certainly was.
You are very right, it was something.
But you know what? That's what axe throwing is. We all show up to show the love, spread the love, and have a little fun, and maybe put a little bit of national pride bragging rights into it.
Yeah, we'll try better next time.
Yeah, we will definitely try better next time, both in the Vanos phase and also the International Axe Throwing Championship. I think we as a country got some catching up to do.
Oh, definitely.
That will be our broadcast. We will wrap it up for now. We'd like to thank the production staff for taking care of us. I'd also like to thank Jenna Gerhardt for joining me on the stream as well, and Tom Black, who also joined us earlier. That will be our broadcast for the day. Thank you all for watching us, no matter where you are in the world or how you're watching us via YouTube or on your home computer or on your TV. We hope to see you again next year. Until then, I'm Mark Davis. Thanks for watching.